so I have to kind of get.
I hope you're not
to
gonna
stop
be
being angry.
That angry.
Oh no. That was just acting.
You're good.
Then you're very good.
He seems like a cool guy, huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
80?
I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
I liked his energy.
We need to go watch one of his shows.
And who is he?
He's a comedian from Houston, yeah.
Welcome into the Recipe Podcast, Celebrity Secrets of a Successful Life. I'm your host, Chef Charles Carroll. What a great day. What a great show we have for you today. This is the Gourmet Club Live segment of what we do here at the Recipe Podcast. And we're very, very excited to have in-house Diane Roaderer. And we're going to talk about some super cool things today. But before we do all that, I want to just say hey to Monica. Monica, how's it going?
Good.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
Did you have fun earlier, that earlier segment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good time?
Yeah.
And this is our Gourmet Club Live. If you are listening to this show, we do have another show called The Recipe Unplugged, and you need to search that one and subscribe to that one by itself, okay? So that's a separate show altogether. So please go subscribe to that one, The Recipe Unplugged, and listen to the comedian that we had on is A.D. Hodge, and he was super cool. So with that, Jay, how you doing, brother?
Nice.
Doing all right.
You doing all right, man? Things are working?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So, and Aaron, this is your language now, right, bro?
Oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
This is why I come to these things.
Aaron's on his way to.
I don't come here to bash billionaires. I
yeah.
come here for gastronomical experiences.
There you go.
like this.
Aaron's a
It's
good eater,
wonderful.
and he's been in many kitchens, and he travels a lot, and he's going to Paris soon. So this is right up his alley. And in house as a guest here, we have Diane from DR Delicacy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a real. Boy, look at all the stuff you brought here. This is exciting.
Yeah, I think we're gonna maybe take a couple of truffles out.
Look at this.
Just for the smell, we can share.
Ooh.
It's too bad you can't smell it, but
Yeah, Jay, can you work on the smell part of the show? Can you make that?
I'm on it.
Oh wow!
Let me get a picture of that one.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, you don't see stuff like that often.
no, but you can. You
Get
come
a
to
good whiff.
Truffle Masters.
That's right.
Get a
I
good whiff of
did.
it. You
Like,
did?
Can you
looks
smell it?
cool. Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
It's strong.
Look at these things.
So this is prime season for black truffles.
Okay.
Those are from Périgord in France, so southwest of France, and we're really peak of the season. I mean, just look at the size, the shape, the smell, of course, and then we can cut one in half so you can see the inside. They're just perfect.
Now,
You got lucky.
these came from where?
Périgord, so south of France.
Look at those are amazing.
Is that by like the Pyrenees and all that, or
Yeah,
meaty?
and that's.
And do they use pigs to get these, or dogs?
So you don't use pigs anymore.
Oh, okay.
The pig destroy the ground first, then second they love truffles. So if you want to wrestle a pig, you can be my guest.
Look at the size of that one.
But-
It's the size of a baseball.
Separate a pig from its
So
truffles.
yeah, so only dogs.
Only dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have so many questions, but I mean, how many ounces do you have here altogether?
That's about 2 pounds.
So 2 pounds. So
That's already 3 ounces more.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I have
it
a picture
is.
with you of that picture with that.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
You give me one of the small ones. Can I hold a big one?
I don't know.
So it looks so good. Hey Jay, get a shot of me with this truffle. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance
Don't
like
bite.
this again.
Don't bite.
This is like.
It looks like a
I just
baseball.
take
Does
a
that
bite
bring
out of it.
Don't
what
bite.
comes
You
to
can just
mind?
eat it like this?
It would be a life changing
Yes, you can.
experience if I took a bite out of this.
No,
but
don't do
I'm
that.
not gonna
Okay.
do it.
So 2 pounds. I mean, so how much money is sitting on this table?
Let's not talk. Money's dirty. Why we got to talk about money?
No, the audience needs because not
Yeah,
all
they
our
wanna know.
Not a lot of audience doesn't
Can't put
know.
a price on this.
There is a price on it. I
Oh,
bet you.
there
There's a price.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
There's a price because you have to pay for the dog. You have to pay
Yeah.
for the plane that brings them here, and so it's gonna be about $65 an ounce.
65. I was going to say $50-something.
Yeah.
Now these are all black truffles.
An ounce. That's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
this is 3 ounce
wow.
at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
said there's 2 pounds?
Yes,
That's like $1,000 a pound.
getting close to there.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Well, they smell great. So,
You should.
One of the things I always wonder, like, who was the first person who ate an octopus? Like, who's the first person who ate a lobster? Who was the first person that saw the pigs running around in the yard and dug up this rock-looking thing and said, I'm going to try to eat it? You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Think about that back in the day. When you see an octopus, you sure as hell don't want to be anywhere near it, right? So, what do you think about that? I mean,
if you research, it's been known since the antiquity. You know, Greece, in Rome, they used to know truffles. Sometimes they thought there was a devil looking thing and they wouldn't touch it. And then you have Bria Savarin, which I'm sure you know about. He spent a couple of years in the U.S., but he's really the one who put the truffles on the menu. He's saying the best recipe for a truffle is a 2-kilogram chicken with 2 kilograms of truffles.
Wow.
So you can imagine.
Yeah. It's and so why? I wonder why pigs were the first one, because we had to train the dogs, but the pigs found them naturally. Is that right?
Yes, they do. Because so you have gas in the truffle, and that's how you smell it. So you press on it, and that relieves some gas, and that's what you smell, and that's what the pig or the dog smell, and that's how they found them.
Yeah, and what? Because we haven't. Have we figured out a way to manufacture these, grow them?
Yes. So the black winter truffles are actually planted. They inoculate trees that then they're shipped. So they've been planted in Australia, in New Zealand, and they're doing very well. That's how we have winter truffles in our summer. They've been planted in Chile, and they're doing very well. And now we're starting in the U.S. So we're in North Carolina, northern part of California, and Oregon. So it's going to happen in a couple of years.
So explain that process. Why hasn't it happened earlier, and how do you grow them? How are we going to grow them in the U.S.?
So you buy those trees that are inoculated in Europe with the trees, oak trees.
Because they grow in the roots of the tree.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're inoculated with the spores of the winter truffle, and they ship them to you. You plant them, try to find the right soil, the right elevation, and all. You know, like we did it with wines.
Yeah, sure.
No different than that. And then you let them grow for 7 years to see if they produce. But it's happening.
So this truffle right here, how long did it take to grow that one?
A season.
1 season.
So a couple of months.
Yeah.
Couple of months.
Yeah. So when they're in Carolina that they're growing these, what's the season going to be for them? Is it going to be winter?
It's going to be the same season as these.
So they harvest them when?
So black winter truffles about November all the way through March. It's going to be about the same.
November through March, and so they need cooler climate.
They need humidity. I know it doesn't grow in Texas. We have some different truffles, but sorry, they're not really worth much.
Yeah.
But it's elevation, it's humidity, rain, cold. It's a fungus. So you need to have the right atmosphere.
Well, with all the floods that we have here, we have plenty of.
that doesn't
work. Not the same,
count.
right?
Yeah. No, unfortunately, no.
So what about the summer truffles or the white truffles? They need to be in a warmer climate?
No, it's the same. It's a fungus, so any fungus has to grow with humidity, cold, to grow.
So, what makes one white and what makes one black?
I would say it's the type of the genetic of the species that makes it that way. Also, the whites they only grow in Italy, pretty much all over Italy up to Marche, and then it goes all the way to Croatia, these countries, but not in France, not in anywhere else. And those you cannot plant. You can't. We haven't been successful.
The white truffle is unbelievable. Unfreaking believable.
They're growing them in Oregon now, white truffles.
I don't think so.
Different kind.
Oh, okay.
Totally different kind. Not as powerful, not as...
That's what I was going to ask you, because for example, with chili peppers in northern India, they grew one that was the ghost pepper, and it was the spiciest thing. And what they realized, when they take the seeds and plant them somewhere else, it's not the same thing. It doesn't become as spicy. It has to be from that area, from that particular soil, from that region for it to work. So maybe now that they're starting to farm truffles, like you said in Chile, is there a taste difference? Like, can you tell that, all right, this one's from New Zealand, it's not the same?
Honestly, I tried. They're as good as these.
Okay.
It's going to depend on the season. You know, if they had enough water, enough cold weather, it's more going to depend on that. We had the Burgundy season, which is the autumn truffle, which is right before the winter, of course. This year were really pretty not that great because they had a drought over the summer, which is when they start growing, and so they didn't develop very well. So it was a poor season.
So if it's a poor season for the truffles, then it must be poor season for the grapes too, right? Because is that usually how it works?
I think the grapes has different criteria
Okay.
to grow and be successful.
Sure.
So it's different.
Okay.
But you know, Northern California, Oregon have cold weather, rain. So I think it should work. It should work.
I remember when I was on the Olympic team way back, and it was a long time ago, so it probably was in the early 90s. We were, I think it was, doesn't make a difference, I want to say it was Luxembourg, and when we get there, we have to go shopping, get the product that we need to go back and prepare our stuff to compete with. And the shops, the markets, are amazing in Europe, as you know, right? And I go in these shops, and I think that was the first time I've ever seen truffles in a store that's on the street, that anybody can buy, right? And I went in there, and I was just so taken by it. And as soon as you walk in the store, the whole store, I mean, they had all kinds of things, hams hanging from the ceiling and all this kind of stuff, but it was the truffles that you smelled. And I went to the cabinet, and all these truffles are all lined up. The white was about, I bought one, it was about this big, it was a small one. And I brought it out, and I was like, oh my God. I was like holding it like it was something that was going to break, And so I wrapped it up, and I was so proud of it. I think it cost me like €60, I think, that little thing back then, right? And so I put it in my luggage and got done with the competition, and I go through the airport, and they took it out. They took it.
Geez.
I never got it home. But that was my first kind of seeing a truffle in a regular store that anybody can just go out and buy. They change your life, these things. My kids all love truffles, and
There are ways to smuggle truffles, I'll try it next time.
Yeah, I'll tell you how we smuggle these.
all right. So tell
every week.
so tell us about you. Tell us how this all happened. How did it all happen for you? And you started a store, the DR Delicacy, and we certainly buy a lot of stuff from you guys. So tell us all.
Yes, you do. I'm a big game hunter, if you didn't know that. So I went to Spain to hunt on ibex, which is a pretty amazing animal. And it was right south of Barcelona.
Ibex.
Ibex.
I've never heard of
It's like
that.
a type of deer, right? Or-
No. It's a goat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So beautiful animal. And we did our hunt, and then one night the owner of the estates comes to me and he said, "Do you know what these are?" And I said, "Sir, I'm French." So yes, of course. He said, "Well, do you want to import them to America?" And I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." So that's how I started with Spanish truffles that started importing to Houston. I got my first shipment in December 2014. My first box that got to my house on my kitchen counter. That's how we started.
And so it was on your kitchen counter.
In the garage.
And then you said, "Oh shit! Now I got to figure out how to sell these, right?" Did you go
Right.
door to door, or?
So I didn't know any chefs, so I had a little bag like this, like I was selling not very legal stuff, and I would just push the doors of the kitchen and say, "Chef, I want to show you something." And if you come to a chef in Houston and they're fresh,
Yeah.
and they had a couple of days, and you show them a couple of kilograms of truffles, there's not a chef who's not excited.
Yeah, sure.
That's how I started.
Yeah. Now, who's the biggest user in Houston of truffles?
I don't know if we should say that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's going to be probably Central Market.
Good answer. Yeah, I see that you got in there. That's got to be exciting for you.
Yes, we're supplying Central Markets, pretty much all the Central Markets, and HEB is actually reaching out because they have the clientele too.
Gosh, and they're selling them, huh? Yeah. So yeah.
Oh yeah. So we present them in a little cup with some rice, and
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah,
yeah.
Central Market.
well,
Yeah,
this is
that's you.
this is mine.
Okay.
You know, I heard that rice wasn't the best way to hold
I
it
agree.
because it takes all the moisture out of it, sucks it out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a risotto, that's the right thing to do.
Right.
But if you just want to conserve your truffles, and that's how we do it, you wrap them in paper towel,
Yeah.
put them in a container in your fridge,
Yeah.
and change the paper towel daily or whenever
Yeah.
it gets wet.
Yeah.
That's all. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
you put them in eggs.
I love them in eggs. I love caviar in eggs too.
Sorry, I didn't bring caviar.
Yeah, I love caviar.
Well, so you can actually put a whole egg just next to it, right?
Yeah.
And it'll absorb the flavor.
Yes.
And then you crack the egg and then eat
The
it.
eggs is porous, so
Okay.
the flavor of the truffle is going to go through it, and then of course you cook it together.
Should have tried it.
Yeah, we should have brought a burner here.
Yeah,
and,
we have asked
we
the
should
chef
have
to
cooked.
prepare.
I've never tried them.
So that was in, did you say 16 and 14?
14.
14. So how quickly was it where that it became said, okay, you know what, we can make a run at this. We can make some money doing this. That it would pay for itself. At what point did it really start taking off?
So building a business, everyone told me it takes 5 years, and I can attest it does.
Takes you right. Yeah.
But I would say I got very lucky because I got in at the right time. Houston was starting to boom as far as the
Right.
restaurant scene. Everything was getting elevated. People were asking for it. So I got in at the right time. And then the chefs are phenomenal because they're the ones, they say, okay, Diane, we need this. We can't find this. So I go search. And that's how I started the fresh mushroom business, because you wanted wild mushrooms fresh here in stock. And that's the big difference. You want them here in stock, and that's what I have.
Is this tariff thing affecting you yet, or is it
We're
at
going
all?
to find out very, very soon.
Yeah, I heard that there's a rumor that we may be coming up with a good resolution. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But
I mean, the deadline was Monday. I think we did a lot of noise and tried to educate everyone about it. And I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
So tell us. Okay, so you found this guy. It was in France? This guy that you're
No, that was Spain.
in Spain.
In Spain.
And he says, "Hey, do you want to sell these in the U.S.?" And you said yes. And so how does it go from his door to your door? Because he can't ship direct to you, can he?
Yeah, it does. We cargo planes. So what the way it works with the truffle business, you get the pricing over the weekend because that's when the hunters are going out with their dogs finding truffles, and that determines the price every week of the truffle. And then so on Sunday I place my orders, and then they're shipped Monday or Tuesday out of wherever they are. I'm buying from France, but Spain right now because that's where the best truffles are. And then they ship directly through Paris or Frankfurt, whatever, and then straight to Houston.
And when you say cargo, what does that mean?
Air cargo.
Air cargo.
Yeah. And we go pick them up at Houston Intercontinental Airport.
And so they have someone there inspect it.
Yes.
Okay.
Inspection.
And
yes.
is it expensive to bring in like that? Is it how crazy is it?
I mean,
They hit you hard on the tax?
no, the taxes are not bad because those are all produce. Produce are not considered high-end.
Gotcha.
We're not in the wine category or olive oil, none of those stuff. I don't think our president knows about truffles, so I think we're safe on that one. We should be okay.
Yeah. Well, well, tell us about this event. I'm excited about it. I know Aaron's excited about it, and now Monica's excited about it because he knows all
Yeah,
about
I
the
saw a list of all the chefs there. I've worked with some of them, and that's a really good group you've got.
amazing
Yes.
group.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is an event I created in January 2015 to put my name out and reach a lot of chefs fast. And so the first time we did it 6 years ago, it was in the landscaping business. And so we took out all the plants, and it was cold because it's January. I mean, so everyone was wearing their fur coats, with ladies were super happy in Houston. And it was not perfect, but it worked. And so now this is year number 6, and we've grown. We have now 26 restaurants. 26 restaurants. We have 14 different judges, including you, chef, and about 500 guests. And
wow, 500 guests.
Yes.
Isn't that something? So tell us what are the guests going to, and tell everybody where it is. Is there any more tickets left?
Yes, we still have tickets left. We have 3 different kinds of tickets. We moved to the Sea Baldwin Hotel, which is, if you're a Houstonian, you'll know it's the DoubleTree downtown. That has been changed, remodeled, completely renovated. And so we have the 2 ballrooms on the 2nd floor.
Wow.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. So with 26 chefs, it's about 20 plus kilograms of truffles coming in next week.
Wow.
So that's the day you want to show up at my office.
Yeah.
What's that? 50 pounds?
Pretty close.
Wow.
44.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so
we donate to each chef a pound of truffles, and they have to come up with their best dish. So a lot of times it's we have more and more desserts, actually, because we have chefs who have won with a dessert. So we have desserts coming into it.
So 500 people, 25 chefs, and they feed the masses. Did they set up a kiosk around, and
Yes. Each chef has a station.
And they obviously put a piece in for the competition, but then they feed everybody in the audience.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And so it starts at 6 o'clock.
We start at 6 o'clock, which is the VIP party from 6 to 7, and at 7 it's the general admission up until around 9:30. We do the trophy, the award ceremony, and then that's it.
Wow.
But normally there's not. So the beneficiary for the second year is Second Servings,
Nice.
which I'm sure you know very well. Love what they do, and it just makes total sense for us to support them. And normally they pick up whatever is left at our event, but unfortunately
There's not a lot left, right? So everybody comes, gets plenty to eat and drink.
And you'll see, because eating 26 dishes with truffles, and it's always rich, there's foie gras, there's it's a lot.
Yeah.
And not many people I've met have finished the 26 dish.
Yeah.
Not that many.
Yeah. So it has to. You have to have a palate for it, and I'm glad you split the judging up.
Yes.
So that
It's too much.
You don't kill your palate. Yeah.
It's too much.
Well, that's amazing. That's what's one of your favorite memories? What's one of your favorite dishes that you can remember?
So a lot of the dishes that I've won are very simple dishes, like eggs with truffles, simple things. But I think I have to admit my favorite has been the grilled cheese sandwich.
Really?
Yeah. That Chef Austin put together 2 years ago, and he won. It is simple, a very simple recipe, not the way he does it, of course, but you can do it at home.
Right.
And I think he's probably made, after the event, thousands of those. People are still asking for it.
Wow. Well, before I forget, tell people how can they find you, and how can they buy tickets?
So very easy to find us. You go to the Truffle Masters with an S.com, and you'll have all the judges' name, all the chefs' names, and you can buy tickets right there.
And what other kind of things do you sell there? I know caviar is a big one. We buy a lot of caviar. But what else do you sell that you have available for the industry or chefs or?
So this year at the event, we're actually going to build a DR Delicacy booth, because a lot of people, retail people, not industry, don't know what we're doing. Like I just brought you this morning our truffle honey, which is a Texas truffle honey. I think it's the first one on the market. We found a partner, the Lone Star Bees, and they have beautiful honeys, and we partner with them. And
Lone Star, that's not the same one. We have a beekeeper coming in next week, don't we?
No,
Which
Bee
one?
Harmony.
Bee Harmony, yeah, okay. Sorry, all right.
So that's one of our first product, actually, DR Delicacy product.
Wow.
And then we have a Texas olive oil, truffle olive oil that's coming out next week.
Wow.
So little by little, we're doing local.
So
Can I just taste? Is this like a sample of honey? Can I just taste
That's
it?
for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks. I like a little truffle honey in the morning.
It's
So can
Hopefully
people?
you'll like it.
Do you don't have a storefront?
we actually have after the Truffle Masters, people just started coming
Kept
in.
asking, yeah.
And so they're pushing the door of the warehouse and said, "Well, can we buy?" And
Yeah.
so we are selling. We are selling to the public now.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I mean, it still is a warehouse. We're not, totally equipped for, but
Oh.
we're open.
What's your favorite thing what's your favorite part of the business? You got to share, man. You got to share.
sorry.
That's the idea. You
Yeah, I
have
thought
to-
that was mine. Yeah, so you get your own.
Oh, I do?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah,
it
yeah.
is? Sorry. All right.
Earned it
I didn't
well,
want to take it out of you.
I know how to do with
I don't want you to
kids.
get pissed
You
off
bring,
at me. Jesus
bring it
Christ.
up so there's no
Damn,
fight.
this is enough truffle honey
Yeah.
for one person.
You're going to start calling me Crane over here in a minute.
Hey, we're not going to go that far. Are we going
So
to
what
cut
do you
into one of
usually,
these?
like, eat this with?
We're gonna cut one of these. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
I love truffle.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Texas
is great.
wildflowers.
I don't think I've had real truffle before because I've had truffle oil and truffle fries and stuff, but I don't think it's a real thing. This
Well,
is real.
That has
This is legit.
this has natural aromas.
Mm.
So that's how it's
Because
made.
you can go to the store and get like a truffle oil and it's like $8 and you get a big bottle of truffle oil. What is that?
You also can get truffle oil for $100.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there must be something fishy going on with the cheap ones.
It's chemicals.
Oh, okay.
And you can smell it. If you have truffle fries, a lot of times it comes in through the restaurants, and you can always smell the chemicals.
Okay.
It's a test we can do if you come to my office. I'll show you.
All right.
That's good.
What's your favorite?
That's inside.
What's your favorite part of the business over the last 5 years? What's your favorite thing that's happened to you?
I think what has been amazing is the partnership with the chefs asking me to source some product. I think that's very cool. That means they trust me and they support me, and that's really cool to be able to build that.
Yeah.
Hold it up, Monica, for the camera.
The second thing I think is really creating those products. Seeing your name, your brand on a bottle or on a product, or at Central Market.
Yeah.
It's I'm not like you. I don't cry very easy, but that I did shed a
Hey.
tear. I did.
He doesn't cry a lot either, but that was an innocent man getting executed. That was
Yeah,
a little-
I mean,
Oh well, okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what
Oh,
was going
okay.
on.
yeah, that movie, that just took me. I was a mess when I got out.
Were you gonna slice us off a little piece of these?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, because I saw you have a really fancy truffle slicer there.
Yeah, I brought you
I'll
the,
let you do it the
fancy
old-fashioned
one.
way.
Yeah, you do that in the forest. So what do you
Okay.
have? You have a knife, and then you just.
And I don't even know. Can you just eat a truffle like that, just like a piece? Oh, okay. All right.
Oh my god.
So
It's a sin. It is a sin.
what I want to talk to you about is a little bit different.
Oh wow, this is.
So we have you don't have to. I just have a crumb there. That don't slice another. That's good.
Oh wow.
Want to taste?
I feel like I deserve this for some reason. Like I've earned this.
Okay.
opportunity.
Let me rewind. For what reason?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know, but
Okay.
I made some good decisions in my life to be here today. Somehow. Wow, this is.
Accidents do happen. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're good.
Okay. All right. Fine.
So we have some young we have all kinds of people that follow the show, right? We have a lot of people in industry, have a lot of young people that are trying to excel, trying to climb the ladder, and we have a lot of very successful chefs, and we're blessed to have some really cool people on the show. So what I want to talk to you with right now for a second is the journey of starting your own business. What advice would you have for someone? Obviously, we're probably not talking to a lot of people out there who want to start their own truffle company, but someone who has
Please no. I hope not.
someone who has an idea and they want to start their own storefront shop, or they want to do that thing. The journey for you. What would you say? What would you? What are some of the things that come across your mind from hunting, the guy asking you, and next thing you know, you get your first shipment in your garage, and from there, point where you are today. What would you say is some things that come to mind?
I think you really have to put in your mind that it's going to take you 5 years, and it's going to be hard. You need support. My biggest supports are my kids. They came back from college to be with me, so
Wow.
yeah, they're home, and they have been my support, because it's going to be difficult. It's going to be. I still go 6 days a week to the office, because you always have something to do, and you have so many hats that you have to wear. So you have to know that it's gonna take you 5 years. And if you have a good news, and if it's less, great. But I think you need to stay open and talk to people. Don't isolate yourself. I found, talking to friends, but not only friends, opening to chefs, the people, the customers you're working with. What can we do to improve, to change? And then I went to SCORE, which is an organization here in Houston, and they provide consulting for free. And they're all retired CEOs, accountants, and
And
so
it's a
forth
real
and so on.
community, right?
Yes,
SCORE of
yes,
retired
yes. And
executives.
they're just there for you.
It's called
Nothing
Score,
else.
like Score a
Score.
basket.
Absolutely. Yeah, I should have given you.
So did you have a mentor with them, or like a
No,
particular guy, or
No, I had several different questions. So they put me in contact with a different person.
okay?
Branched out to, because as you know I'm French, I branched out to the French consulate here, and they have a business side of the organization. Then I joined some other organization. I'm part of the Escoffier Society, where you meet people in the industry. I think that was probably what I didn't do at the beginning. I got so involved in importing and selling and stuff. I kind of didn't reach out enough to get the information and the support that you need.
You get caught up in the business like this, and you forget to open up.
There is a world outside.
Yeah, to network. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly are excited about the upcoming event, and I think it's a couple. What's the date on it again? It's a couple.
January 27th, so a week from now.
A week from now, and we want to encourage you all to tell them the information where they can find you again, so they can all go buy a ticket.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was in my truffle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, give her a moment.
There's the trufflemasters.com.
Trufflemasters.com. Super. And you can go buy a ticket there, and if you do, we'll see you there, because we'll be there, and I'll be judging. I'm so honored and blessed to be there, and
Sounds cool.
yeah.
Who
And
are the other judges? Do we know any of them?
I don't know actually.
So, Chef is part of the second round of judges, which is you are only professionals. We wanted to add
The eight
the four.
finalists. Oh,
the
four, okay.
The four final four. Yeah.
Okay.
They're all professionals, so they're gonna have a different view of the dishes.
Gotcha.
And that was something important to me. That which the press, the food bloggers, and all that. It's great, but I think having a professional opinion is important to the chefs.
Gotcha.
So there's you chef, Mark Cox,
Oh, good.
and then the past winner, Chef Hori from Cata Roberta.
Oh, okay, super. Well, I'm looking forward to this. Do you mind if I bring a recorder and so I can do a couple of podcasts while I'm there and
Please do.
interview some people? And
This
Yeah.
is a free event. It's
Yeah.
an open event. The more, the merrier. We would love that.
oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
That'd be
please.
great. We can do a couple of shows because we're gonna, Monica. When are we releasing this one today or Monday?
Monday.
So we're gonna release this one on Monday and make sure we get it out in time so everybody can hear it,
Right.
and we can help sell some tickets, and then we'll do a couple we'll do a couple recordings with the chefs. That'd be awesome. That's what this show is all about.
Drake Leonard's is
Absolutely.
actually coming in February. That's the one that I just booked on the podcast.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. So
Who?
Drake Leonard's.
Oh, okay.
Eunice.
Well-
Yeah, he was there last night at the. We do a pre-party at Central Market, and Drake was one of them.
oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So we had fantastic food last night.
Wow,
Is Kieran? Is she gonna do like an Indian thing or?
You never know.
Okay.
That's the beauty of it.
she's so lovely. We've had her on the show.
Yeah.
We have Louise on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, they're coming on again in a
And
couple of weeks.
David Skinner,
Yeah,
Yes.
we've had David on.
Cyrus.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, we had a lot of the guys on. Did you go to David's event?
I did.
10,000. Yeah.
Oh, we were there.
Not the Saturday, the night before, with the cocktail party.
Oh, I was there too.
Yeah, we were there recording.
Yeah, we
Okay.
were doing the show there too, so that
Yeah.
was good. Well, I sure do appreciate you coming in, and
you for
I
having
look,
me.
yeah, I look forward to a week from now and seeing you. And man, I can't wait. I'll get my truffle taste buds ready to go. And anything else that you think that our guests should know? Anything else they should know about truffles, or anything else they
Yeah.
should know?
I think what is important to know, yes, truffles are expensive. We just talked about that, but it's not a difficult ingredient to use, and you should not be scared because it's expensive. So buy it at Central Market, then store it in your fridge, and then the only thing you have to do, don't cook with it, because
Right.
then you lose all the taste. And
I was
the
just going to
smell.
say, you almost use it like salt and pepper at the end, you know?
Exactly.
Toot, 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 and use it in place of
Yep.
salt and pepper and finish
Just
things.
shave it at the end on your dish. The steam of your dish will cook it enough.
Yeah.
Or like we just did, we just ate some raw truffles. I think it was pretty good.
I think one of my favorite all-time truffle things. I guess I have a lot now. I'm thinking about it, but is pasta. You
Yeah,
know, it's just
course.
simple pasta done with amazing truffle is just like forget about it.
And you put the truffles at the end.
Yeah.
Right
Yes.
before. Okay.
Yeah. The truffle. I mean, pasta done, homemade pasta. You know, tossed in the cheese and a little bit of oil, and then they finish with the truffle. Oh my God, it's just like
You don't need anything. Everything is in there.
yeah.
Right.
And don't cook it. That's really
DeMarco
the-
does an amazing job with
Yes.
that. Yeah, I mean he goes. So I didn't want to say who uses the most truffles in town, but he uses a lot of truffles, right?
Yes, he does.
And Mark Cox did one
Yes.
time a pasta dish that I'll always remember.
Well, the one that and that's going to be right down your alley is at Potente.
Okay.
Potente has a really famous
Do they?
pasta dish
Yeah, 'cause
that
keep me-
we did a video together about it.
Oh, yeah?
On the other side of the baseball.
Where can we find the?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
It's just come back.
Right.
It's
yeah.
coming back.
Come back. Yeah.
Where can we find the video?
YouTube.
YouTube. Okay. Search you or search stuff.
Dia Delicacy, it should be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
couldn't, and at first when you were talking about desserts with truffles, I couldn't really imagine
Yes.
it. When I taste the honey, now I can think of a truffle creme brulee or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? You
Oh,
just-
sure.
So Chef Hori did a souffle last year with an ice cream, and he had honey in there.
Oh, okay.
He had truffles, and he won.
Yeah,
So-
truffle ice
Yeah.
cream.
I bet if we took this down to Tony's, they'd make us some souffles with them.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
You can do that. You can. So we had a popcorn. We did popcorn with shaved foie gras and truffles.
Do you ever do that? Do you just bring a truffle to a restaurant you're going to and just say, give this to the chef? And
Yes. I
Yeah,
do.
of course you do. You take it out, put your salt on, and then you put it back in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's easy to travel with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's small enough.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
Although
Anna.
the dog at the custom immigration
Yeah,
will
yeah.
smell it too.
Yeah. Well, shit, I'll smell it. Well, thanks so much for coming in, and I want you all go to trufflemasterswithan.com and go there and buy those tickets, and I'll see you there. And if you see me, come up and say, hey, maybe we'll even put you on the podcast. So, and again, we
no promises.
thank you all for listening. And I apologize for Aaron's negative attitude earlier in our earlier show. If you already listened to
that
that,
was a different show.
yeah, that's a different. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a different show. He's a little upset at the Astros
It's
right
his
now.
French influence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's upset about the Astros.
Hey, but this makes me feel better. You know.
there you go.
Okay, good.
I should just, yeah.
I can't come each time you get angry.
Right. Just keep one of these next to me at all times.
Smell,
Yeah.
smell.
Right.
Remember.
Okay. All right.
Well, we want to thank our sponsors real quick again, and that's Aceway Incorporated, Texas Beef Council, and Scoffay School of Culinary Arts. Thank you guys for trusting us with the show, and we appreciate you all listening. Make sure you also go to our other show, The Recipe Unplugged. You need to download that show separately, so that's a Recipe
Subscribe.
Unplugged. Subscribe. I'm sorry. Yeah, subscribe to that show separately. And also, another question that always comes up. Once you subscribe, make sure you play most recent show. Push that button. There's 3 dots on your phone there. Push those 3 dots and then line it up so it plays the most recent show, and that keeps you current. And then you can kind of play backwards. You can play back to our earlier show. So I think we're going up to almost 200 shows now. So that way you'll get the most current show. So thank you so much for listening. Remember, you're special, you're great. Get off your ass and do something today. See you next time.